Why is cloud storage more secure yet riskier than on-premises? Here is a paradox for you. Your data can be more secure than ever and yet more at risk than ever at the exact same time. How? When you move it to the cloud, sound contradictory, right? Let's break down why cloud storage is considered the safest bet for most businesses today and why it still comes with risk you can't afford to ignore. Hey, I am Mehul Brahmbhatt, CEO and founder of Matrix Bricks. I have spent years helping businesses make technology decisions like whether to keep their data in on-premise server or move it to the cloud. And here is the thing. People often ask which one is safer, but that's the wrong question. The better question is where do the risks lie and how do you manage them? Back in the day, companies believed that the only way to protect sensitive data was to lock it up in their own server rooms. Picture a rack of machines, blinking lights, maybe even biometrics locked on the doors, total control. Then along came cloud storage. Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud offering security, flexibility, and global access that individual companies could never match. Today, the majority of organizations use the cloud in some form, but here is the paradox. With all these benefits come new and sometimes bigger risks, and that's what makes this conversation so important. Why cloud can be more secure? Let's start with positive because they are impressive. Cloud providers spend billions each year on security. That means cutting edge encryption, automated threat detection, and constant updates. They employ global teams working 24/7 to hunt down vulnerabilities, something very few companies can afford to do internally. Your data is often encrypted twice, once when it's stored and again when it's transmitted. They always provide redundancy, so even if one server farm fails, your data isn't lost. Think about it, how many mid-sized businesses can afford military-grade encryption, global monitoring, and instant failover backup? For most, the answer is not many. That's why on paper, the cloud is often more secure than on-premises. Why cloud can be riskier? But here is where the paradox comes in. Moving to the cloud changes who controls the risk. Shared responsibility. The providers secure the infrastructure, but you are responsible for who has access, how accounts are managed, and how data is configured. One weak password or a poorly set up storage bucket can undo all the billion-dollar security. Bigger target. Hackers go where the data is. Cloud providers host data for millions of companies. If they are breached, the fallout is massive. Data visibility and compliance. When your data crosses borders, say it's stored in a server outside your country, you might run into a compliance issues like GDPR or HIPAA. Vendor dependency. Cloud outages do happen. When AWS or Azure goes down, entire industries grind to a halt, and you may have a very little recourse. The one on-premises comparison. So what about on-premises? On-premise systems gives you more control. You know exactly where your data sits, sometimes literally in the room next to you. You can design security processes around your own rules and compliance requirements. You are not at the mercy of providers' outage or a global policy change. But let's be honest. Maintaining security on-premises is tough. You are responsible for every patch, every firewall update, and every intrusion detection. If your IT budget is tight, keeping up with modern threats is a losing game. And if you need scalability, say your data doubles in 6 months, upgrading on Prem isn't simple, it's costly and slow. So, while on-premises offers control, it also means carrying the entire burden yourself. So, which is safer? The truth? Neither is inherently safer. Both come with strengths and weaknesses. Cloud gives you elite level security infrastructure, but you need discipline and awareness to use it correctly. On-premises give you control, but you need the money, expertise, and constant vigilance to keep it secure. It's kind of like flying versus driving. Planes are designed with world-class safety systems and rigorous check, which makes them safer in theory. But when something goes wrong, it's catastrophic. Driving, on the other hand, gives you a control of the wheel but exposes you to more frequent everyday risks. The competitive edge of cloud. Now let's talk strategy. Businesses that adopt an API first or a cloud first mindset with strong security practices often gain more than just storage. They gain agility. Cloud systems open doors to faster innovation and partnerships. You can monetize data by safely exposing APIs. You can scale quickly and launch new features without reinventing the wheel. In other words, the cloud, when managed well, doesn't just protect your data, it can become a growth driver. That's something on-premises rarely offers. Where do you start? So if your business deciding between cloud, on-prem, or a hybrid model, start here. Map your services, what data or processes can be modularized and safely moved. Think scalability. Can your internal system handle future demand, or will cloud flexibility save you down the line? Prioritize clarity. Document your API and data policies so your team and developers know exactly how to work safely. Secure aggressively. Whether cloud or on-prem, don't leave doors unlocked. Strong authentication, regular audits, and encryptions are non-negotiable. APIs and cloud storage aren't just nice to have anymore. They are foundational to digital business. Key takeaways. So here is the big takeaway. The cloud can give you world-class security, but only if take responsibility for how it's configured and accessed. On-prem give you control but demands constant investment and vigilance. Neither option is perfect. The smart play is to understand your risk, align with your compliance needs, and build a strategy that balances security with scalability. For many companies, that ends up being a hybrid approach, using the cloud for flexibility and scale, while keeping the most sensitive data on premises. So is cloud storage more secure than on-premises? Yes and no. It's more secure in infrastructure but riskier in responsibility. And the businesses that thrive will be the ones who understand that nuance. If you found this helpful, give this video a like, share it with your team, and subscribe for more insights. I'll see you in my next one.